Welcome back to the Heinz Arena in Leamington. The score after one period of play, we're scoreless between the Flyers and the Strathroy Rockets, and joined by Leamington GM Mike Sadler in your second year. Thanks for joining us. First of all, tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
Well, I've been around too long. Now, I've been in hockey, it's over 30 years. I was scout for a lot of years. Started with OHL Central, Peterborough, Plymouth, Kitchener. I still work for Kitchener. I just do this area. And I don't know, 2-3 years ago, I realized I'm not 30 years old anymore. I got a little tired of running the roads, and the opportunity to get involved here came along. And Tony and I go way back to coach, and the owners here are in it for the right reason, and so far it's working out all right.
Your second year as the GM here in Leamington. Take us back to before the first year, and how did that all come about?
Well, the guy that was here before me, for whatever reason, ownership, thought they wanted to make a change, and I wasn't looking for the job. They sort of came to find me, and I knew Tony, and I wasn't too sure I wanted to make the commitment, but they got a very good support staff here, and as Dan has in Strathroy, and it makes life a lot easier.
You went from, did you go directly from a scouting position to the GM? Was that the transition?
Well, way back when, in the 70s, I was involved with the Junior C team in Essex, and I was there for 9 years. We had, some degree of success, won 3 Ontario championships and whatever, and I went from that to the scouting, then I'm back to being involved with the team.
Was there a certain turning point? Was there something in your head that said, you know what, I'm going to take this 2 years ago?
Well, again, the two key things for me were the fact that I had a relationship with Tony, and I agree with the way he coaches. And the owners here are in it for the right reasons. It's not because they need a place for their kid to play or any of this. And, give us, within the realm of reason, all the resources we need to try and run this team the right way. And it was just the right fit.
Did you have a philosophy coming in that the organization or the team kind of had to fit your philosophy, or was it the other way around? You kind of had to change your philosophy a little bit to put a good product on the ice? Well,
I think regardless of what level you're at, you've got to adapt to what you have to work with. And at this level, you don't have as much flexibility. There isn't a draft. It's strictly, recruiting and how good your local kids are. And Essex County kids, well, it's the same around Strathroy. These kids have got more than one option, so you've got to convince them that they'd rather play in Leamington instead of Chatham or LaSalle, and same as Dan's got to convince them they want to play in Strathroy instead of St. Thomas or St. Mary's, sort of thing. So, to answer your question, I think, obviously you try and get the best people you can, but, you've got to adapt your outlook, more so the coaches and the managers, as to what you've got to work with.
You made up a very good point as far as convincing the players to come here to Leamington as opposed to LaSalle or Chatham. It brings up a good point, because a lot of players in the last 2 or 3 years have finding themselves leaving the GOJHL and going to play Tier 2 for whatever reason. Is that a flag with you as well? Do you think that's a problem that's continuing to grow?
Well, fortunately for us, because of geography, it's not that bad around here. I know that these guys have lost some players to that league. I know St. Mary's has. Having been involved in scouting, and I'm not putting down any of those teams, but the reality of it is, except for 2 or 3 or 4 teams in that Tier 2 league, they're Junior B teams. And the fact that they got the Junior A label attached to them, they are using it as a recruiting tool. We're going to give you better exposure and this, that, and the other thing. But the reality is, a lot of these kids are leaving situations in B and going to someplace that isn't as good as where they left from. And over the years, have been a couple guys have come back. they went away for a year and realized that the grass isn't greener on the other side of the hill. And I'm not anti-tier 2 hockey, but there's too many kids that think, well, I got to go there, I got to leave home, I got to do this. Well, oftentimes, what you got at home, it's as good as where you're going.
Absolutely. Let's get back to the Flyers in general. These two teams here tonight met in the playoffs last year as Strathroy eliminated the Flyers. As a GM, did you feel the philosophy of the team, the product on the ice, the way they played the game, the way the team played the game, had to change in the offseason, or did you pretty much keep it status quo?
Well, I thought the big difference in the season or the playoffs last year, and give Strathroy all the credit in the world because they really worked hard. And I'm not making excuses. We had the incident with our assistant coach, and that got everybody out of focus a bit, but that's an excuse. And the goaltending that Strathroy got in that series was excellent, and it carried them right through, another round or two. I'm not going to say ours was bad. I'm just going to say theirs was better. And, you get in the playoffs, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely, and we have some extra time here, which is fantastic because we have a synchronized skating presentation coming on. Of course, it's Pink in the Rink tonight for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And for our listeners back home who might not know what you were talking about as far as the assistant coach last year, great to see him back. Tell us a quick little synopsis on him and how he's doing.
Well, it's amazing. He just lives down the street from me, and knowing what he went through and how close he came to not being here, period. For him to bounce back the way he has is amazing, and it's a testament to probably his age and the fact that he was in shape. And he still has to watch himself, but considering how close he came, the fact that he's back here at all is a miracle.
Pink in the Rink tonight, your thoughts on the support that the Flyers get from this community? A lot of people wearing pink tonight, and a great show on your organization's part to bring awareness to breast cancer in the month of October. Your thoughts to the support here tonight?
Well, that's the other thing that these owners do. They get behind causes like this, which is a great cause, and our public relations lady organizes all this, and Leamington being a farming community, same as Strathroy to an extent, until farming season's over, it's tough getting them in the rink. And then the other thing that we have to compete with, tonight the Tigers are on television, and the Windsor Spitfires, although they aren't playing tonight, normally play on Thursday nights. And when they got on that good roll there for the last 2 or 3 years, and conversely this team sort of bottomed out, it's amazing the number of people from out in the county that go to Windsor Spitfire games. So what we've got to do is create the mindset that, hey, I'd rather go to the Flyers game on Thursday than go to the Spitfire games. And slowly but surely the crowds are getting better, and the best way to get people in is to win. And so far we're off to a pretty good start, and it's going to build on it. And in time, I'd like to, I don't know if we'd ever fill this place, but I'd like to fill a few seats anyway.
Yeah, it's a fantastic facility. Congratulations on a great start. A pleasure for our first interview. Fantastic sitting down with you and talking about pretty much everything. Enjoyed that. Good luck the rest of the way, and we'll talk to you next time we're here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
GM of the Leamington Flyer. Stay with us. Coming up after the break, our period summary and our out-of-town scoreboard. You're listening to Strathroy Rockets Hockey live on 105.7 myFM.